This is Jetpack, an old game for the Spectrum computer from the 1980s. But in the last 2 years, 9 brand new ones have been released for this old machine. It's called retro computing and it's helping to drive interest in collecting.
The Lisa here is the ultimate in historical items, and these will estimate prices of anywhere between £3,000 for a non-working item all the way to £20,000 for an original.
Robert Dowell is a collector who donated his machines to the National Museum of Computing at Bletchley Park.
Computers are collectible because people will always want to have something of their past, and they will have certain rarities and certain provenance associated with them. So if you're collecting now, and you look to the future and say, well, this is a discardable item, I'll keep it in a box. If it didn't cost you too much, you're only looking at space.
Jason Fitzpatrick is a collector whose stash of machines grew so large he turned it into the Centre for Computing History in Cambridge. Thousands of visitors a year now come to see his models and perhaps enjoy a game or two.
The most valuable computer that we've got in the collection here is probably the Altair 8800. It's valuable both in terms of monetary sense and also its history. So it was a machine that I sort of paid about £11,000 for when I was collecting. Hopefully it's worth that or more now.
At the moment, mass-built computers like the Spectrum, BBC Micro and Commodore 64 can be bought for between £20 and £100, depending on their condition. But with any collection, that's just the start. Even when the machines are cheap, completionists can pay a lot of money for the right games or peripherals like joysticks.
My advice to anybody that's looking to start their own collection is to put a clear definition of what you're collecting. Computers in general is a huge sort of a range of machines that you could collect. So maybe just go for a particular brand or a period of machines, something like that. Or if you're collecting for sort of monetary purposes, then look for those rarer machines, those machines that you probably don't recognise yourself, ones that are off the beaten track.
So if something like Space Invaders makes you feel nostalgic for the past, or indeed the thought of owning an original Nintendo game system, or one of the many others on offer, you could always turn your passion into a future investment. Philip Hampshire, BBC News.